welcome to the premiere of the 25th Bond movie, No Time to Die. I'm Clara Amfo, and you are joining us live on the red carpet from the Royal Albert Hall in London. Stick with us, as I'll be bringing you more of the excitement and glamour from this star-studded event.
If this ever-changing world in which we live in makes you give it up, to live and let die. Live and let die. Live and let die. Live and let
Taking the role of the enigmatic Russian scientist Valdo, please welcome to the world premiere, David Dencik.
I'll tell you more like what it is. When the storm arrives, would you be seen with me by the merciless eyes I've deceived? I've seen angels fall from blind.
I'm joined now by David Dencik. David, good evening, how are you?
Oh, I'm very excited to be here tonight. I'm very good, thank you.
Excellent. So,
Yeah.
to take you back, tell me what it's like when you get the call asking if you'll be in a James Bond movie.
Oh, I was super excited. It had been a couple of months of me flying back and forth from Copenhagen to London, where I live, not really knowing if I was in or out. But then when I finally got the call, it was so exciting. It was a relief, and I was in much anticipation of the months to come.
And what does it feel like? How different is the experience of walking onto a James Bond set to maybe any other movie set, TV set?
Oh, it's legendary. It's like walking into a feature film that you already know. You know, it's a franchise that I've seen before. I've seen Daniel Craig as James Bond, and all of a sudden I'm walking around inside a James Bond movie. So it's like stepping into film history.
And I know a lot of people haven't seen the film yet, so we're not going to do any spoilers, but what can you tell us about the character you play in this movie, Valdo?
Right, so I'm playing Valdo Abruchev. He's a Russian scientist, and what happens is that he gets kidnapped early on in the film. And that's, I think that's as much as I can tell
Okay.
without spoiling too much.
That's enough. That is a nice appetizer
It
for
is.
tonight.
Yes.
Please enjoy the premiere. Really nice to speak to you.
Nice to talk to you too.
Thanks,
Enjoy.
David.
Angels fall from blinding lights, but in yourself found nothing so divine. Just next in line, own yourself because no one else here will save you. Their hearts will betray you, and love will replace you. Can't deny the prize it may never fulfill you. It won't secure you. Are you willing to die? The coldest blood runs through my veins. You know my name. If you come inside, things will not be the same when you return to
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the world premiere the incredibly talented Billie Eilish.
the game that we have been playing. I've seen this diamond cut through heart.
I'm joined now by Anna de Armas. Hello, Anna. Sorry, did you just ask me a question
That
before?
was your voice. You introduced everyone.
Yeah, that was my voice. Yes, yeah. Busy down here at the end of the red carpet. So the last time I saw you was 2 years ago in Jamaica when we were talking about this movie.
Oh, wow.
So it's been something of a wait.
It has been a long way, right? I mean, but look how wonderful this is. I can't believe we're here now, and I'm so excited and like ready to celebrate, you know?
And it's a huge celebration. Audiences, fans everywhere are so excited to see the movie. How excited are you that people are finally going to be going to cinemas to see it?
Very excited. This is a very special movie for many reasons, but we'll have some great surprises, amazing female roles in it, great performances. It's a beautiful movie, you know, full of action and incredible locations. And Kerry Fukunaga, our director, did a great job. And it's also, you know, Daniel's last movie. It's a little heartbreaking, in my opinion. But we all want to. It is a special goodbye. It's a special moment. So we want to enjoy this and be present and be here and, you know.
And it's Daniel's last movie, but it's your first.
It's my first.
It's your first. What is it like when you get the call going, we'd love you to be in a James Bond film?
It's pretty surreal, to be honest. I mean, I got this phone call from Kerry Fukunaga telling me he wanted me to be in the movie, and he described Paloma to me, and I was so excited. It was, you know, I remember when I was living in Madrid at the time when Skyfall premiered, and I went to the premiere, and it's such a, you know, probably, I don't know, 10 years later, I'm here, and it's such a surreal but incredible journey. It's so beautiful. It's really cool.
And it sounds kind of surreal because they brought part of Cuba to London. They recreated a street in Cuba on the Pinewood 007 set. For an amazing action sequence that you're involved in. What was it like seeing that set and shooting that?
It was awesome. I mean, I couldn't believe what these guys did with those sets. It was so vibrant and so real and so, you know, the level of details and everything they built for us was, you know, it's magical. Truly, I don't know. I mean, people won't believe that we were not actually in Cuba. I can tell you because I was freezing. So, but everything else was just so spectacular, and it just, and the action that happens in that scene. That's one of the most, you know, I think stunning scenes action-wise. And very complex too. It was a lot of work. So yeah, I was happy. I was very proud too that the movie has a little bit of Cuba in it, and I brought my own flavor to the character, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
It's fantastic. I cannot wait to see it. Lovely to speak to you.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the world premiere.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the world premiere, the brilliant Rami Malek.
Okay, we good? All right, thank you guys.
I'm gonna wake up, yes and no. I'm gonna kiss some part of. I'm gonna keep this secret. I'm gonna close my body now. Guess I died another day. Guess I died another day.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by the brilliant Rami Malek. Rami, great to see you. Welcome to the world premiere.
I mean, what a thrill. I could not be more grateful to be with you guys, to celebrate this film, celebrate Daniel, the franchise. It's part of our cultural fabric. I mean, this means everything to me.
And it must be exciting, obviously. There's been a huge wait, and fans are finally going to be able to go to cinemas to see the movie. How important is that for you?
You know, there was a wait for all of us, but of course, we all know what we went through. and it was incredibly difficult. But I mean, what better film to choose to bring everybody back into the theater? It's a seminal moment in film history, I think. And I'm telling you, I couldn't be more thrilled to be here tonight and to do it in London at the Royal Albert Hall. What a gift.
And for you personally, being asked to take the role of a Bond villain, of which we have so many iconic characters over the years, was that an easy decision to say yes to?
Yes, one of the most easy decisions I've ever had in my life. You immediately say yes. I mean, I don't know. I'd be a fool not to. I had the privilege of being in a film recently that changed my trajectory in the terms of acting and film history, and this is another one that adds to that in such a beautiful, honorable, and indelible way. This is one you just can't pass up on, and to go toe to toe with Bond himself, Daniel. You couldn't ask for a better acting partner. Someone who just gives and gives and gives, and when you reciprocate, that just lifts his heart too. Special guy, great bloke.
And finally, Safin, your character, when you sort of look across the landscape of Bond villainry, let's say, where do you see him sort of fitting in as a character?
It was interesting because I never thought about looking at the other Bond villains. I thought, as actors, we always want to pinch something from all these other great talents that came before us. But I thought about Casino and Quantum and Skyfall, Spectre, and the trajectory that Daniel's had through it. I said, how do I make this the most difficult challenge he's had? And then I thought about an overreaching goal of looking at Bond as a villain and perhaps thinking about Safin as the real hero. Is that interesting? Is that creepy?
Yeah, I mean...
Does that get you going?
That's lovely. If I wasn't already excited enough, that's tipped me over the edge. I can't wait to see the movie.
All right.
Rami, lovely to see you here. Have a great world premiere.
It's a pleasure. It's an honor. And I can't wait to share this with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, man. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
I think I might another way. There's so much more to know. I guess I'll die another day. It's not my time to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by Lee Morrison, the stunt coordinator of this, I'm guessing, incredible movie. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, no, it is. It's amazing. Yeah.
Wonderful. So it must be quite special as in your business working on a Bond movie. How different is the way you approach this to any other kind of movie?
After I've worked on the last 5 with Daniel, so over 15 years, when we also, so physical, especially starting Casino Royale, onto Quantum, then Skyfall, Spectre. So this time round, it's really story-driven. So all of the action is really led by the story, and it's kind of playing into what Bond would do this time round. He's in retirement. He's a little older. So the wear and tear that me and Daniel have had put on us over the years, I've doubled Daniel for 3 movies. So kind of plays out in the action, trying to be a bit smart about what he does in it.
That's interesting. So you take into account the fact that Daniel is older and the character is
Absolutely.
older when
Yeah,
designing
of
the
course.
stunts.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a huge part of it as well. So me and Daniel sit down with Carrie, we'll talk with Barbara and Michael, and we'll obviously scout a location. We have our sort of A to B of how to get through that location action-wise, and then we need to design it around those key points.
I mean, I think from watching the trailer, one of the standout moments is seeing Daniel swinging off the rope on the bridge. How was that for you as a stunt to devise and coordinate?
Yeah, so that actual bridge, all of the area around it, we had to get it 3D mapped because it was all these hidden caves. So I had to put all my safety lines up and then do our testing. And it's extremely hot. We had temperatures over 40 degrees bouncing off the actual marble. So we broke it down and it all worked out well.
And when people finally get to watch the movie, some of whom are going to be watching it tonight, some when it comes out on Thursday, Is there a moment that you're most proud of? Is there something we should be looking out for?
I've got a few actually. Just
Go.
really with the, yeah. I mean, we shot under 30 centimetres of ice, me and the team, in Norway, which was a first for me, which was amazing. Just trying to get work under that in them temperatures. So the water temperature was only 1 degree.
So sorry, actually under the ice
Yeah.
on a body
On a
of
real,
water.
real lake in Norway.
Wow.
So yeah, we basically recce'd it, scouted it, and by the time we started to shoot, the weather was changing. So in patchy areas were getting thinner, which was actually a bit of a hazard for the crew. So yeah, 30 centimetres of ice in some places for us. But then we were actually underneath with 3 stunt doubles.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to seeing that. That sounds terrifying. Lee, enjoy the world premiere. Great to speak to you, man.
Absolute pleasure. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Okay, cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, composing the score for No Time to Die, please welcome the brilliant Hans Zimmer. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined now by the legendary Hans Zimmer. Hans, how are you this evening?
I am very well. God, look at it.
Right?
Bloody brilliant.
It is a big premiere for a big movie. So, I mean, tell me, what is it like? It's your first Bond score. You've done so much, but this must still be kind of a big deal.
I know. Oh, come on. It's the biggest deal you can have. And I did it, I mean, I should not forget, I did it with my absolute best friend, partner, Steve Mazzaro, brilliant composer. You know, together we got in there and it was totally inspiring. You know, Barbara and I have been friends for years, you know, our producer. I never thought I'd do a movie with her. I never thought I would do this movie with her. So this was very, very exciting. And just Daniel being super, super supportive. I mean, the whole thing was an adventure. Getting Billie Eilish over, etc. Yeah, we did okay. That's good.
You did okay, yeah.
No, we did okay because we won a Grammy for a song from a movie that nobody had seen. I mean, come on. So that's a good start, don't you think?
That is a great start. So, I mean, bearing in mind you've done so many scores for so many films, is it different in terms of the way you approach this movie because it's Bond, or is it just not another movie?
Yeah,
but is it a similar way?
It is because I think it's the only time I really approach something with sort of true humility and true respect to what John Barry had done in the past and just the legacy of it, because you have to. You want to be respectful. You want to do something new, but at the same time, you want to go and celebrate what John had done. You want to go and celebrate what everybody had done before you. And that was really important to us. It really was.
And was there?
I hope we pulled it off.
From what I've heard, I think you have. But did you approach it differently bearing in mind it's Daniel's last movie, were there certain elements of this score that you felt, listen, we do have to, the music needs to acknowledge that people aren't going to see Daniel again?
No, absolutely. And it was like, yeah, no, my heart's in it. And, you know, no, absolutely. I can't, you know, here, this movie is taken because of COVID. It's taken so long to come out. And I have been training myself not to give anything away. But let me put it this way. My heart was in it. And maybe there was a bit of a tear when I was watching it, finally.
Oh, fantastic. Hans, have a wonderful evening. Great to speak to you.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here. This is amazing. This is amazing.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again reprising his role as Bill Tanner, please welcome multi-award winning actor Rory Kinnear. I'm joined now by the brilliant Mr. Rory Kinnear. Rory, how are you this evening?
I'm delighted to be here. Delighted to be out more than anything.
Right? It feels like we're back. It really feels like we're back.
It really does. And to be back here, the scene of the last couple as well, it feels like there's some continuity and we're starting again.
And what's it feel like? I'm right in thinking this is your fourth Bond
I believe
movie.
so, yes.
Your fourth Bond movie. So you've been on a journey with Daniel from Quantum of Solace right to now. How's your experience been of working with him on those movies, bearing in mind this is his last?
I know, well, I don't like to make him blush, but it really has been, because obviously it's not just an acting job playing James Bond. There's a hell of a lot of baggage that goes with it in terms of the international brand and being a representative for that, and representative in some ways for Great Britain. And he wears that so beautifully and lightly and generously, and on set he makes sure that you feel so much part of the company and the family of the whole thing.
I can only imagine it is exciting, but what is it like when you walk onto the set of your next Bond movie that you're in?
Well, the most exciting thing is probably just seeing what they've built for it, and the different sets and the production design, which is always the most sort of staggering achievements when you get up close to it. And then also seeing old friends nowadays, seeing Naomi and Rafe and Daniel and Ben. It feels like putting the team back together each time.
And I obviously, it's sad to see Daniel leaving the role, but if you could sort of put your finger on what you think his legacy has been over the course of these 5 movies as Bond, what would you think it is?
Well, the legacy is obviously the 5 films that he's made, and those ones will endure, I hope, and will provide just as much entertainment for people 30 years down the line as those from 30 years ago provide to us today. So, as well as, you know, being a representative of James Bond and what he's brought to that, like I said before, with such ease and grace and determination.
Have you seen the movie yet?
No.
Are you excited to see it?
Yeah, I can't wait. I hope I'm in it.
Rory, have a lovely evening. Good to
Brilliant.
see you, mate.
Cheers, Alex. Thanks a lot, mate.
Thank you. He is one of the world's most respected and talented movie producers. Please give a huge London welcome to Michael G. Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the world premiere the incredibly talented producer of No Time to Die, Barbara Broccoli.
Lee Morrison, stunt coordinator of Bond. Chris Cabord, special effects director. How excited are you that this moment has finally come? It's been 2 years in the making.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, looking forward to seeing it really and getting a response. Hopefully everybody gets to enjoy it. Yeah, there's a lot of work put in, and obviously then to see it held up, and obviously through challenging times with the pandemic, I hope everybody enjoys it. Yeah, there's a lot of work.
We all cannot wait to see it. Now, with every Bond movie, the stunts get bigger and better. How did you devise what we're going to see tonight?
With a lot of help from Chris, actually. Yeah, this time round, you know, this is my 5th Bond film, working with Daniel, and obviously Chris, Barbara and Michael. So really, it's really the action story-driven all the way through. We find Bond at a different time, you know, in his life. And then obviously working out and designing it with Chris, we go about trying to make it as real as possible, obviously, because it's a Bond and we do most everything for real, as my knees will tell you. But yeah, a lot of it is down to Chris, to be honest.
Well, those knees have worked very, very hard.
They have indeed.
Now, Chris, you know, you must feel like a kid in a candy store when it comes to working on a film like this. How far have the special effects come? And what are we going to see tonight in No Time to Die?
You're going to see something very special tonight. They've taken Bond to a new emotional level with this film, much more than any other Bond before. And, you know, we've got a great action sequences. We've got 2 great car chases. And, you know, as a special effects department, we had to babysit the stunt department to make sure they were all safe and
as
everything
usual
was all good for them. We had a great time. I'm so excited to see it after such a long delay. And I'm excited for Daniel. I think it's going to be a great film. I hope everybody enjoys it.
Oh, we absolutely will. Thank you so very much, and you enjoy the premiere. Thank
you.
you.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
We're going.
I am now joined by the legendary Bond producers, Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson. It is so good to see you again. How are you both, first of all? It's here, it's happening, the world premiere of the movie.
Finally. Finally, we're here.
Very exciting.
It has been a long way. I was just saying to you, it's 2019 when the press conference for the launch. Now fans are finally going to get to see the movie in cinemas. How important is that to you?
Really important. And we held out, and this is it. We got it here at Worldwide Cinema release.
Have you felt the anticipation building? Obviously, because people expected it at one time and then it got pushed back. And actually, weirdly, I think people have never been more excited for a Bond movie.
Well, we've never been more excited, that's for sure. We think we have a terrific picture. We're all here to celebrate Daniel, his final film. We're here to celebrate everybody who's gotten us through the pandemic over this 18-month period. And we feel like it's really a time for celebration.
It is a celebration. I mean, I've heard the word bittersweet mentioned a couple of times now because obviously it is Daniel's last movie. How much are you going to miss him as Bond?
Well, we're going to miss him terribly. He's been a great Bond. He's ticked all the boxes. He's delivered, and this one is really fantastic. And he's going out on a high, but we're going to miss him terribly.
And if you could sum up how Daniel has changed Bond over these last 5 movies, is there a way to sort of encapsulate what he's done for it?
Well, he's brought a lot of humanity to the role, and I think, that's humanity is important more than ever right now. He exemplifies the hero, but we're also celebrating the real life heroes, many of whom are here tonight, because really they're the ones that are the unsung heroes, and we want to celebrate them tonight as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Guys, it is so wonderful to be back at the Royal Albert Hall for this movie. Have a great night. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Covers me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by Dali Bensala. Dali, how is your evening so far?
Well, I feel like a little boy just living one of his biggest dreams. So I didn't have the time to dream before when I went to this project because I went straight from another project. So I was like, okay, so now let's go rehearsing, let's go shooting, let's do everything, let's do a movie, let's do a 007 movie. So I was okay, let's do the job finally. But now I'm starting to realize to feel like, yes, it's amazing.
So you were working on another film when they offered you the role of Primo in this film, and you just went straight into it.
Sorry?
You went straight into this movie, so you didn't have time to, I guess, take on board like the magnitude of this. So now that you're here at the world premiere, how different does it feel?
Well, I'm really looking forward for the movie to see who's Primo finally, because who's that guy? Because yeah, I did many rehearsals for the action moments. Yeah, many gun fights, everything, and it was like I don't really know the story. Finally, I was like, okay, I'm shooting on DC. Of course, I understand who I'm gonna try to kill, but now, yeah. I'm really excited to finally see and understand the character and the whole movie.
And when you actually walk on set for the first time, were you nervous? Were you excited? What's the first emotion that you feel like walking onto your first Bond movie set?
Yeah, I feel nervous, absolutely, because yeah, this is a big machine, like the most popular, the biggest franchise in the world. So. Was like, okay, I'm so small, I'm gonna do something. I'll have to try to do something really big. So yeah, I felt nervous. I felt like nervous, but focused, really focused on. I don't have the time to waste to be this is not for me. You choose me. I'm gonna do whatever you want. So I'm gonna be Primo. If you want me to be Primo, I'm gonna be Primo. That's it.
I love it. I can't wait to see Primo in the movie as well.
Me too.
And have a wonderful evening. Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you too.
Bonsoir, Léa Seydoux. Welcome to the world premiere of No Time to Die. It's finally here.
Yes, it is. Very, very happy to be here tonight. And, it's been such a long time. And I'm really happy that we're all here tonight, reuniting for this final episode of Daniel Craig's, James Bond. And I'm really, really happy.
This is sweet, but quite the celebration, I'm sure.
Yes, it is. It's very emotional at the same time.
Yeah. Talk to me about Madeleine Swann and how she's developed, because at the last film, we saw her driving off. How much has she changed?
Yeah, she changed. This time, she's more developed in a way. And with Carrie, we really tried to give her more complexity. And also, we have access to her vulnerability, which is something very new, I guess, for female characters in this franchise. And it's also because of, thanks to Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who just brought her talent to the story.
Absolutely. Salute to Phoebe. And we love the way that Madeleine is going to develop now. You mentioned her vulnerability, but we also need to talk about her strength, because in Spectre, we saw you do some incredible stunts. Have you upped the ante for No Time to Die?
Yes. She was already a strong woman in Spectre, but this time, I think that the fact that she's vulnerable is also a new thing. And it's true that women were portrayed maybe in the previous films. They were a bit like on the surface in a way. And this time, she's more...
They're centre stage.
Yeah. She's what, sorry?
They're centre stage.
Yes. And it's also because of, thanks to Daniel, because he wanted to have more interesting characters, female characters. He's... I've always thought that he was a feminist. And so,
as Bond should be.
Yeah. And that's so good. I mean, it's, you know, finally.
Absolutely. It's something to be celebrated. Now, you mentioned, obviously, you know, this is a time, this is bittersweet. We're saying goodbye to Daniel. Talk to me about what made him such a great scene partner, why you think he is one of the best Bonds of all time. What is it about Daniel
For
Craig?
me, he's the best because he's the James Bond of my generation. You know, the first time I went to the cinema to watch a James Bond film, actually, it was Casino Royale.
Wow.
Yeah. And I remember I was very impressed by this new character who's, even though we know that James Bond is not a real character, it's not a real world, but he made him so complex and human. And I love also the fact that he's not perfect.
Yes.
And that's one of the great thing, you know, we can really, we relate to him in a way.
Absolutely, a true full circle moment. Well, as we say goodbye to your friend and also celebrate this character of Madeleine, Leia, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And enjoy the premiere.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, man.
Thing, you know?
We are absolutely live on Facebook, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome to the world premiere of No Time to Die, the 25th Bond movie and his final Bond movie, Mr. Daniel Craig. Welcome.
Oh, you're so nice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
The affection that has been shown to you from the minute you stepped on that red carpet has been quite overwhelming to see as an observer. How does it feel for you?
Listen, I'm just amazed, and thank you all for coming tonight. This is amazing. I really genuinely didn't think we'd get here, but we are, and thanks. This is just amazing. And I can't wait to celebrate with everybody.
Now, how excited are you for people to see this film? Because last time we all saw you was in Jamaica.
Listen, I'm very proud of it. We don't make it for ourselves. We make it for people to see in the cinema, and we're going to watch it on a huge screen this evening, which is exactly where Bond movies should be.
Absolutely. How would you describe James's journey in No Time to Die without giving away too
I can't wait to see it. They're all going to see it. Wait and see. I don't want to give the plot away. Look, they're all standing waiting to see it.
Exactly. What exactly happens in every single scene? But what was it like being directed by Cary? Because he truly is a visionary.
He is, and you know we're so lucky to get him as we are with. I mean, the cast on this film is just stupendous, and Cary came along and I think has hit it out of the park.
And every good Bond needs a good nemesis. Rami Malek.
Yeah. Is he here yet?
He is here.
Was he late?
He arrived on time. He was very punctual,
Oh, really?
in fact.
He's been here 3 hours.
Rami Malek is definitely here, I'm sure. Talk to me about him as a scene partner and about him being your nemesis.
Again, you know, we just have... I always just have this thing which I say, look, let's try and get the best. And, you know, when Rami said he would do it, we were just... I hit the ceiling. It was amazing. And he is brilliant in the film.
A great person to see out your final Bond with.
Definitely, yeah.
That final day of filming when Cary said, OK, that's a wrap, what was the feeling? Bittersweet?
Yeah, it was. It's always a bit... It was raining, actually. It was in Pinewood and it was raining, so it was very, you know, I mean, the way it should be. Yeah, I didn't expect to get emotional about it, but I got very emotional about it, yeah.
Now, we've got fans watching all over the world. We are live on Facebook.
I don't even know what that means.
Facebook is a fantastic social media platform where people can talk.
No idea.
And look at pictures and celebrate movies like this.
Oh
and we are live all over the world.
I'm glad to be here.
And there are lots of fans who are watching. What would you want the takeaway to be from this movie for the fans? What do you want them to walk away from the cinema feeling and thinking?
Listen, like I said, we make Bond movies to be seen in the cinema. We're here. It's Cary's made a beautiful movie. We're all incredibly proud of it, and we just can't wait for you to see it.
And dare I ask one more question?
Go on.
No. What has been your ultimate favourite thing about being 007?
There are so many things, but this.
Thank you
actually.
so very much.
This happens all the time.
Including getting
And this is
umbrellas.
going to stop after tonight. There are so many things. My favourite thing, and genuinely, is the people I get to work with every day. They're the best in the business, and I think it's going to take me 15 years to try and unpick all of the great memories, but that really is it for me, yeah.
Well, here's the next 15 years, and here's to all the incredible movies you've made, and here's to tonight, the world premiere of No Time to Die. Daniel,
Thank you.
so
Thanks,
much.
everybody. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is returning as CIA agent Felix Leiter. It's the brilliant Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey, hello.
Hello there. Brilliant. Okay.
How
You
is
say
it?
so, thank you.
How is it being here in London? I mean, you must have finished the movie ages ago, and you're here in London for the world premiere.
Well, it's fantastic to be in London. It always is. I mean, these are always special events, and particularly with the Bond films. This is my third one, and there's nothing else like it. Nothing else like it. And I've got my grandmother-in-law down from Scotland, as I always do. So it's an extra special night tonight.
And is she a big Bond fan?
Oh my God! Yeah, of course. She's a big Felix fan as well.
So yeah, you were in Quantum of Solace, you were in Casino Royale, and then you took a little hiatus, and now you're back. What did it feel like coming back for the fifth movie?
It felt like coming back home, coming back to the family. This has been a wonderful run for me. I was there at the start with Daniel. In fact, I was doing a movie with Daniel when he was cast as Bond. So I've been with him as an actor and as a character from the start. So it's nice to roll through and see it to this last one.
Yeah, it was good. It must be quite special actually being there for his last movie, having been there at the start for him. Did you see what he brought to the character and how it had changed when you walked on to that final set?
Oh, absolutely. It's been fantastic to watch him evolve and grow into the responsibility that is this thing. And if you remember, there were a lot of nasty naysayers at the start, but look who's victorious now. I'm really, really proud of what he's done, and I'm really pleased to have been part of it, and to maybe try to breathe a little new life into this wonderful franchise. It's been great.
Fantastic stuff. Really good to speak to you, Jeffrey. Enjoy the world premiere. Thank you,
bro. Appreciate it.
Cary Joji Fukunaga. We are live on Facebook, and we are finally at the world premiere of No Time to Die. A labour of love?
Absolutely, and passion, yeah.
Talk to me about when you were first approached to direct this movie. Was it an instant yes? Was there hesitation?
I was definitely an instant yes. Actually, I sought out Barbara and Michael, see if they would consider me for the job.
Is this a teenage dream come true, would you say?
Definitely a childhood, a dream, for sure.
And talk to me about casting as well, because, Daniel has said some very lovely things about you. Your whole cast has said incredibly lovely things about you. Yeah. How do you go putting together the pieces of who's new to come on board and also, joining a franchise as well with already established characters?
I mean, we have, before I came on, the best talent, working out of the UK, and then we found the other best talent that's here. So found some really great people to add into this thing. And, we saw a lot of people on the way that were really good, but I think we got the best.
Absolutely. What would you say was the biggest challenge of making the movie and the most rewarding thing about making the movie?
Without a doubt, time was against us the whole time. From the moment I came on board to the moment we started shooting, to the moment it had to be delivered, it was, balls to the wall. And then COVID happened. Yes. And we had all the time in the world.
But you survived it, and we are here tonight. This is obviously Daniel's last film as Bond. What do you think his legacy is as the character?
I think Daniel brought an incredible amount of humanity to the role, a very nuanced, conflicted, complex, layered character. And I think he raised the bar very high to be very hard to follow him.
And every good Bond needs a good nemesis, a good villain. Rami Malek, talk to me about directing such a talent, an Oscar-winning talent.
Yeah, well, Rami didn't think he was a villain. He was like, what do you mean I'm the villain?
Rami, I mean, look, he's incredible.
Yeah, he is. He's a hyper-intelligent, insightful, instinctive as well actor, and brought all of that to the role.
And we need to talk about the women of Bond as well. The incredible Lashana Lynch, Lea Seydoux, Naomi Harris, Ana de Armas. I mean, the list goes on. These female characters have been developed in such an incredible way. How was it like to direct them and see them blossom and grow on screen?
The cast, you know, if you think about Lashana, she's dressed in yellow tonight, and she was like sunshine on set. I mean, like, just always a joy to work with. Always had fresh ideas, which is what I really like when I'm working with actors. You know, we have what's on the page, but you know, what makes an actor so great is how they elevate that and the choices they make. And that's what it was like working with her and Anna as well. So it was just a lot of fun.
And we cannot wait to see it on that big screen tonight. Finally, where it should be, in a big old cinema. Kerry Fukunaga, thank you so very much.
All right, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Welcome to the world premiere of Bond, the incredible Ben Whishaw. Hello.
Hello, Clara. Lovely
The time has finally come.
Yeah.
The premiere is on. This film, You Guys Collective Baby, is out there in the world. How excited are you for people to see it?
I'm so excited, and I'm so happy that people are going to go and see it, hopefully on a big screen, you know, and actually leave their homes and leave their computers and all that, because that's how it's meant to be received.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you mentioned the big screen, but I have to shout out the small screen. We are live on Facebook all over the world. There are lots of fans who
love
are
the
very...
small screen.
We love the small screen. There are lots of fans who are very excited to see you all tonight. This is your third Bond movie.
Yeah.
Does every time feel like the first when you step on set?
It's not as terrifying as the first time.
Okay.
You do sort of get a measure of comfort and ease, and obviously we know one another, all the cast, and that's lovely. But yeah, it's always slightly surreal, and I never can quite believe that. Why have I been given this role?
Surreal seems to be the buzzword of the evening, actually. But let me talk to you about the real. When was the moment? What moment hit you when you thought, okay, I'm actually in a Bond movie. I am Q. I'm doing this.
I remember, like, when I made the first film that I was in, Skyfall. I remember being in my trailer and just having a moment and seeing the characters' clothes laid out there and my watch and socks and things. I was like, oh my God, I'm Q now. I'm in James Bond. It was that. I think that's when it sunk in.
You really are Q, and I know we're going to get to know him a little bit better, and a bit more in depth in this film, which we're very excited to see.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. Yeah, you get a little glimpse into his personal life,
which we like very much. Ben Whishaw, thank you so very much.
Super nice.
You
to
have
see
an
you.
incredible evening.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. Bye.
Storm arrives, would you be seen with me?
Welcome to the world premiere of No Time to Die, Billie Eilish and Phineas. The time is here. Now, you just heard your voice being bellowed out into this incredible auditorium. Still a bit surreal to know that you've done an actual Bond theme?
Yeah, it is insane. I feel so weird. I mean, it feels like a dream and like a fever dream at that, so it's crazy.
Phineas, I caught your chuckle on the word weird.
Yeah, it's so surreal.
About doing
yeah,
this.
such an enormous honor for the both of us. And, you know, there's no more iconic franchise married with music in film history, in my opinion, down to Goldfinger and Live and Let Die and Skyfall. And, you know, it's just such a tremendous honor.
It is the most iconic thing you could possibly be part of, I think.
And you really did that.
We did.
How do you approach even starting a Bond theme? Was it just humming in the kitchen? Was it?
I mean, it was something we like literally, and not just like we literally like dreamed of it for
Years.
Like just talked about it like as if it was completely unattainable. I never thought it would have been possible, and we just talked about it all the time about how much of an honor it is for everyone that's ever done one, and the idea that I have done one now is really, really hard to process.
Well, it's really real, and we need to talk about the Don that is Hans Zimmer.
Oh, the greatest.
The best. I love him.
When you stepped into the room with him, or I mean, how did it even start? Was it online at first, or like was it face to face from the jump? And how was that experience?
I got a call or two from Hans Zimmer and Steven Lipson about their thoughts and their ideas and wanting to hear our thoughts and ideas. The song had been written, and then it was about sort of taking what had been written and recorded and turning it into the final product and adding an orchestration. And Hans was so generous and kind to us, as was Johnny Marr, who played guitar on the song. It was just such a treat to work with all of those guys. It was a real honor.
And now, as Bond fans and as artists, what is the thing you want fans as well? Also, shout out to everybody watching on Facebook to take away from this movie and the song.
Oh God! I mean, it's Bond. I don't know. It's like it's every Bond movie is amazing, and it is the most iconic franchise in the world, and I guess I just want people to enjoy the hell out of it because it's amazing.
A word. I love it. Billie Eilish, Phineas, thank you so very much. And enjoy the premiere of this Bond movie where, guess what? Just in case you needed a reminder, you actually did the theme for. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
There's just more time to die. No time to die.
Burning yourself on nothing so divine. Just next to line. Own yourself because no one else here will save you. Girls will betray you, and every regret you. Can't deny the pride that may never fulfill you.
We are absolutely live on Facebook. This is the world premiere of No Time to Die and A Vision in Yellow. My absolute joy to welcome Lashana Lynch. Hello.
Hello, Vision in Yellow and Purple Lip.
We're twinning.
Yeah, twinning on 100. I get it.
Lashana, talk to me about Nomi, this character. When you first read who she was going to be, did you have to be her?
I weirdly did a play in London and met Barbara Broccoli through that. And I never thought doing a play would then translate into doing a Bond movie. So when I auditioned for it, I didn't know that Nomi existed. I didn't know that it was for a Bond movie. So when I learned that she was a 00 agent and she had agency in her voice and what we want to see on screen as black women, I thought, I'm so glad I get to read this script. I'm so glad this is me and I get to have these conversations with people who have carried a franchise into a new era. Just being proud to be able to represent, man.
We truly love to see it, as they say. Now, you know what? I think one of the most incredible things about this film and this franchise of Bond and this tenure with Daniel is that the female characters are incredibly developed and incredibly well-rounded. How was it for you, working on Nomi and bringing her to the big screen?
It was amazing. We had the amazing Phoebe Waller-Bridge who added, I want to say like I had my slice of Fleabag in Nomi.
Looking at you Englishly.
I just wanted Nomi to have wit and to be relaxed, but also be nervous at points and question things and not be slick and have it together. I wanted audiences, little young black girls and just people around the world to really explore what the strength of a black woman is. And I feel like from Barbara Broccoli to Michael Wilson, Kerry Fukunaga, who were able to realize her in a way that made sense to me as an actor, but also as a black woman in London. It just felt like we were making history, of course, but also really doing right by women that I was raised with, like my mom who's here tonight, my best friends who are here tonight, yourself, who can look back on this and think, gosh, well, that happened. You know, it happened, and it's a continuation of work that we continue to do, and I look forward to the future of cinema because of it.
It really did happen. I mean, your character shows us such great emotional strengths, but also we need to talk about the physical strength, because, up there, your face is looking strong.
Thank you.
The body is strong. Let's talk about the training and the physical transformation to become Nomi.
Yeah, I want to say if I was cast on the Wednesday, on the Monday I was straight in. I ran in and was like, make me a ninja. Just make me a ninja and I'll be good. And they were like, cool it. We got a lot to go through. But they went from wushu to boxing to, footwork with your eyes closed and moving around, wondering where you're going to end up. I wanted her to have eyes in the back of her head. So it made sense for me to really go in and feel her power internally before even stepping on the stage. And that's what they did. They trained me for life, man. And I was able to really not aesthetically feel good, but internally feel like I was exerting an energy that makes sense to our ancestors.
Right
that makes
on.
sense to me.
Right on. Would you say that this is the type of role and this type of franchise that changes who you are as an actor and as a person?
Literally, the amount of confidence that I have just by standing now, I feel like I stand different. I move different. And the people in charge of this franchise, including Daniel, who has done such an incredible, exquisite job at shifting Bond into an era that makes sense for me as a young Londoner. I feel like just such an honor to just be here, honestly, to be able to talk about someone like Nomi and to be able to feel the energy and the power of this franchise and to be proud of being a part of the industry.
Right on. You mentioned Daniel. This is, of course, his last film as 007. What was the experience like of working with him? Did you learn anything from him?
Oh, yeah, tons. He's so hardworking. I feel like I'm doing him discredit by even saying hardworking. He's just one of a kind. He brings so much to you as an actor, but also I feel like he's so across every department in a way that I haven't seen other actors I've worked with be before. I've witnessed him pull up wires and move, with the grips to get to another set and to check if everyone's okay. And he's just so integral to, I want to say, the fabric of the franchise. And he's just wonderful. And he's also really nice and funny and jovial, but he's hardworking and he makes sure that his energy is across everywhere, which is important as someone leading a franchise.
And that is the Bond that we love. You are the Nomi that we love.
Thank you.
Lashana Lynch, enjoy the premiere.
Thank you. You too.
If you think you won,
We are live on Facebook. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, welcome to the world premiere of No Time to Die. Earlier on the red carpet, I heard you use the word surreal.
Yes.
I said this to Ben Whishaw. It seems to be the buzzword of the evening. But when did it become real for you that you were fully involved in this movie?
So I think right this second with you, actually, in front of it. Yeah, it hasn't ever really, to be honest. There's been so much that is... There have been very real moments when you're actually just sitting in a room with Daniel and Barbara and Carrie and you're just talking about the characters and the nuances and what they want the film to be. They felt very real, but then it's almost like you're just thrown out back into the surrealism every time you see a set or you meet a stunt coordinator and they're just talking about the huge scale of this film and the impact it has on people.
Talk to me about the first time you walked on set. You just mentioned it, and casually, you can say Carrie, you can say Gary, you can say Barbara now. These are your people.
I know, right?
These are your friends. Talk to me about the first time you walked on set.
I walked on set. The most memorable one, I can't... They built a part of the world in Pinewood that was so convincingly, heart-achingly, beautifully created that I felt I was there for a moment. And then all the stunt guys were rehearsing this huge stunt that was happening, and they all, when they're rehearsing, they don't go bang, they go pew, pew, pew. And that was one of the absolute highlights, was watching these very serious action men jump around going pew, pew.
That is fantastic. Now, one of the recurring themes is that, this Bond is a feminist. This Bond he's probably more right on than any other Bond before. And the female characters are developed, so beautifully. What was the process like, working with Naomi and Leia and Anna and Lashana?
Well, wonderful. I didn't get a huge amount of time working with them. We'd have conversations if I was lucky. But really, a lot of the characters were already created before I came on board, so it was about fulfilling the ambition that Daniel had from the very beginning, Daniel as a feminist, is that these characters, and Barbara, and everyone that I mentioned so casually before, that it's important to them all that this film evolves without necessarily getting in the way of what we love about the edge and the danger of these films and these characters. But they were all such fantastic actresses, and they all were so ready to bring something new and dangerous and exciting to their characters, and they're all so intelligent as well. I mean, I was so lucky. When did you get to write for those sorts of actors? And it's extraordinary.
Now, you are about to watch this movie with 4,000 other people inside the Royal Albert Hall. How excited are you for that? Because this is how films should be seen, right?
Pretty excited, yeah. It's a once in a lifetime. And knowing that there are people around the world watching it at the same time, I mean, it's a moment to actually to take in and to make it feel real as you can, like to be as present as possible. My family are here.
Hello, family.
I feel so lucky that they're all here, and everyone just looks so sexy. And that is a really important thing about Bond.
Yes.
It's sexy. And I feel like we have not been sexy for like 2 years.
That is very true.
And tonight is going to be sexy.
That is the final word. Tonight is going to be sexy. So Phoebe Waller-Bridge, enjoy the premiere.
Thank you very much.
It's going to be incredible. And as you said, it's going to be sexy. Thank you.
Sexy. Thank you.
Now you never see me cry. There's just no time to die.
fall. But always hit the floor. I spent a lifetime running, and I always get away. But with you, I'm feeling something that makes me wanna stay. I'm prepared for this. I never shoot to miss. And I feel like a storm is coming. If I'm gonna make it through the day, then there's no more use in running. This is something I gotta face. If I risk it all.
We are absolutely live on Facebook, and I say a very warm welcome to our dastardly villain, Mr. Rami Malek. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello to all of you. Thank you for coming along and being here tonight.
Welcome to the world premiere. It's finally happening. No Time to Die, the 25th Bond movie, and you get to be its villain.
Yeah.
When you get that phone call, is it an instant yes? Is there trepidation?
No, there's no question whatsoever. You say yes. I didn't even know what the villain, what the character had to do in the film. I didn't read a script. All I did was say absolutely 100% yes, I will play the villain in Daniel Craig's final Bond film.
And when you finally got the script, what was it about Safin that made you think, okay, I can do this. This is some evil I can get into.
I'll say this, what was so cool about it, and you realize how secretive it is, that Barbara Broccoli herself hand delivers the script to your hotel room, right?
Okay.
When does that ever happen?
Not ever?
Not ever. I think there's a moment where you have to kind of set aside all intimidation and fear and say, if I have to take on Bond, I have to feel as confident as Bond, as sexy as Bond, as charismatic as Bond, and even more so. When I thought about it, I said, don't think about Bond as the hero. Of course, every villain thinks they're the hero of their own story, but I thought, I'm the villain, I'm the hero, he's the villain, and that gives you a type of freedom to have no parameters, absolute liberty. And when you have that freedom and charisma, you know, the world's your oyster.
Absolutely. Well, look, all humans are fallible.
They are, of course, of course. So what I find interesting about, well, I don't want to talk too much about him because you're all about to see him. In a
Without any major spoilers.
Yeah. No spoilers. We've waited this long. It's been such a difficult couple of years for all of us. I mean, difficult, what a way, there's no way to even explain what we've all been through. But collectively, we've come together to a point now where we've overcome a lot, we've dealt with a lot, we've sacrificed a lot, we've lost a lot. And hopefully tonight, we get to come together and celebrate a lot, galvanize, and be part of cinematic history. Got to take my hat off to Daniel tonight and everybody that worked on this film. It is special. It's going to be etched in my heart and hopefully etched in cinematic history.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, these films are meant to be seen, you know, with strangers in a dark room, you know, in the theatre. When you were on set and, you know, getting into this character, were you imagining all the cinema goers?
It's so loud here, everyone.
People are so excited.
There's so many people.
My question again, just thinking about cinema goers and, you know, the experience of seeing a film like this on the big screen, were they on your mind as you were getting ready for the role?
Of course, of course. I mean, you know, there are a lot of people here that we should acknowledge, and the cinematography in this film is by a man named Linus Sandgren, who I know there will be some kids out there, but I heard some of the Brits on set go, man, that guy's shit hot. And he really was extraordinary. And when you see the film, it's all the more visceral because of what he's done. Suturat Lalarbe is our costume designer. She's executed this so meticulously. Daniel and Barry and Patrick, everybody that was involved in makeup and what they did with my face and everybody else. I mean, the collective effort of everybody was elevated. And that's all elevated by, of course, Cary Fukunaga, our director, who did an impeccable job, as you'll see. Billie Eilish, the music is second to none, one of my favorite moments in the film. I'm already kind of spoiling things, aren't I?
It's okay, you can get away with it.
Hans Zimmer with the score. Our collective group of actors is top-notch. You have people that are invested in this, like Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson from birth. There's no other franchise like this. This is...
It's truly a family affair.
It is, right?
Yeah.
And to be able to celebrate this at the Royal Albert Hall with the royal family is something that is phenomenally sweet. And the cherry on top is to have worked with Daniel on his, I call him Commander Craig now.
Commander Craig.
He sets a tone on set that is like no other. When you think about Bond, you think about someone who is altruistic, who is selfless, and he's all about the greater good. And that's the exact same sentiment you have from Daniel day in and day out on set. So hats off to you, man. I can't wait to see this with you and share it with you and now celebrate with you. A mic drop.
That is a mic drop. Thank you, Rami Malek. Thank you.
There's just no time to die. There's just no time to die.
We are at the world premiere of No Time to Die, the 25th Bond movie. And as I say that, I see the pride on the faces of Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson. Finally, welcome to your premiere.
Thank you. Thank you. We're so excited to be here.
It's been a long time coming. The last time we were together, we were in Jamaica. We were announcing the movie. That was well over 2 years ago.
And the weather was better.
Just a little bit. Relief, excitement, or all of the above?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's great now to be finally seeing this film. We had to wait 18 months after it was ready, and you know the waiting has been terrible. But we've finally got here. It's very exciting, and we're ready for the public to see it.
Absolutely. You know, it would have been too easy for you guys to take this straight to a streaming service. You were patient and you waited and you brought it to the big screen. Are you happy that the wait paid off?
We're very happy. We made this film for the cinema audience. We are very proud to be celebrating Daniel Craig and his last installment, celebrating the fictional hero, James Bond, but most importantly tonight, also celebrating the real heroes who are all here tonight, the NHS workers, the first responders, all the people who have kept us safe, and we salute them.
We salute them indeed. You mentioned Daniel. How could you not mention Daniel? A very bittersweet moment. It is his final Bond movie. What do you feel is Daniel's lasting legacy on the front?
Well, I think he's brought a lot of humanity, a lot of heart to the films. He's also been just a great actor. He's a wonderful person to work with. He's just a genuinely great human being. We're going to miss him terribly.
And you also have a new villain in the form of Rami Malek.
Oh, he's pretty scary.
Who arguably could be the hero, as he said earlier. What was it about Rami that you thought, okay, we need to get him involved in this?
Well, he's a spectacular actor, and he's full of surprises. And you wait till you see the movie. You'll be very surprised to see what he comes up with.
And we need to talk about the rest of the cast as well. I mean, so many incredible people involved. Leia Seydoux, Ana de Armas, Lashana Lynch, Naomi Harris, Ben Whishaw. I mean, the list goes on. But the women in this film, something feels different this time around. They feel stronger.
Oh, yeah. They're really
bolder.
spectacular. I mean, Lashana is a fantastic actress. Leia, Anna, Naomi Harris is back. So we've got great women. We have the most spectacular cast. And we think we got a terrific movie.
Absolutely. Look, we are live on Facebook in over 60 cities all around the world. There are fans who cannot wait to see this film when it hits cinemas on Thursday. What is the lasting thing you want them to walk out of that cinema feeling?
Well, I think they're going to feel that they've got a fantastic run. This is a great cap to a series that Daniel has made. The fifth one is the best one yet, and I think they're going to be extremely satisfied.
Thank you so much, Michael G. Wilson, Barbara Broccoli.
Thank you, Clara.
Finally here, your premiere, No Time to Die. Please enjoy.
Thank you. You too. Thanks.
There's just no time to die.
Well, sadly, Alex, that is all we've got time for from this world premiere of No Time to Die. I have to ask, what has been your highlight of the evening?
Oh, I think you mentioned it at the start. We began our journey in April 2019 in Jamaica. And personally, for me, it's just great to be here at the end, actually being part of the world premiere for Daniel's final movie.
It truly has been epic, and it has been surreal. The buzzword of the night. I want to say a massive thank you to all of our frontline workers for making tonight so special, and everybody who has been watching live via Facebook. Now, do not forget, you can catch No Time to Die when it hits cinemas this Thursday, and trust me, you do not want to miss it at all.
Bye-bye. Please welcome Monty.
There's no time to die. I let it burn. You're no longer my concern. Faces from my past return. To learn that I fall for life. You were never on my side. Fool me once, fool me twice. There's no time to die.
This is the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. Feel the earth move and then hear my heart burst again. For this is the end. I've drowned and dreamt this moment.
Their Royal Highnesses, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge arrive and are met by the Lord Lieutenant for Greater London, Sir Kenneth Olis, OBE, and producers of No Time to Die, Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli. So we are awaiting the arrival of the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall currently. Their Royal Highnesses, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, have arrived. Currently enjoying conversation with producers of No Time to Die, Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli. Their Royal Highnesses, the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall, are met by the Lord Lieutenant for Greater London, Sir Kenneth Olis, OBE, and producers of No Time to Die, Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli.
If that's all we have, you will find we need nothing more. Every step of the way will find us with the cares of the world far behind us. We have all the time in the world just for love, nothing more, nothing less. Oh, love. Every step of the way will find us with the gifts of the world far behind us. Yes, we have all the time in the world just for love, nothing more, nothing less, only love.
Their Royal Highnesses have just met the HMS Dragon, 99 Squadron at RAF, Breeze Norton, and the lifeguards.
Darling, I'm killing